Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. You know, at this channel, we're a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. We are all about saving lives over here at the Jamaica Young Police channel, so that's why we support preemptive strikes, because preemptive strikes save life. Anyone who can make you believe absurdity can make you commit any criminal act. A wise man can change his mind, but a fool will never, because he's a fool. And remember that you must never try to educate a fool, because the fool will hate you. Only a friend will tell you the truth, and fakers will cheer you on even when you are wrong. Anyone who has the balls or spine to tell a friend the truth, after that, most people, especially Jamaicans, normally get vexed and upset with you and end the relationship. But guess what? They weren't even your friends anyway, because they do not respect others who are honest, truthful, and straightforward with them, and not a faker. Before we begin today's video, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel want our audience and detractors to know that anything that we have said here at the Jamaica Young Police channel that is incorrect, you can reach out to us at 954-556-0275, and we will give you the chance to correct the same. To us, the first and foremost thing about us on this channel is our character, credibility, and reputation. We have never slandered or defamed anyone's name on this platform, and whatever you are hearing is the truth. If the truth shall kill those who hate the truth, let it kill them. Remember that we said before, those who do not know the truth are fools, and those who know the truth and call it a lie is a depraved and criminal-minded people. Never say what you want to do until you experience it. Like being a police officer. So don't say that things, until you experience it. So you cannot, have a lot of blow-ons out there telling you how police are supposed to operate. But don't say anything until you have experience being a police officer. 1 = 2 and 2 + 2 = 4. We are not here to spread any propaganda or hyperbole for the government or its minions. And we do believe in supporting the truth. We know the truth is painful at times, and they say if the truth hurt the guilty and kill them, let it kill them. But we do believe in the truth here. So I want you, there have been this push for, it's going 2 decades now in the world, for people to accept and normalize abnormal behavior, in which if you expect somebody that have been lying for centuries to immediately just change, you are naive. Remember that, we're at this point in the world, especially when it comes down to black people. Black people didn't get here because white people love black people. Black people get here because millions of black people die, and other minority in the world, they're able to get a little freedom. Black people didn't get here by this, but they're still at black people. So I want you to listen to this white man. Yes, this is a white man, a white American, and he's the first person. What he has said make a lot of sense. So I want you to listen. And if this is the first time to the channel, yes, click the like button and click the, subscribe to the channel.
Let me help you guys. If you think that the government of the United States is wholesale endorsing your movement because they care about equity or equality or whatever it is that you think, you have to rethink that. It's incredibly naive. This is the same government that did the Tuskegee experiment where they took black men, gave them syphilis because they told them they had bad blood, and then talked to their doctors and said, don't tell them they have syphilis. We want to monitor to see what happens. And a lot of them died. A lot of their families contracted it and died. And they didn't do anything. This is the same people that told JFK that we should dress American soldiers up as Cubans, kill Americans, and then all the Americans will be so dumb and believe it that we can go to war against Cuba and invade them. If they are endorsing you wholesale the way that they are, it is for profit or for control. There's no other option. They're not just going to all of a sudden care about equity and inclusion. So the question is, what do they gain by wholesale endorsing the entire LGBTQ plus movement? Okay? You have to be thinking that. Are we weaker somehow? Are they able to control more of us? Are they more causing you to be dependent on pharmaceuticals in perpetuity forever afterwards? What is the agenda here? And if you haven't realized yet, they're against all of us. It's not just you. No lives matter, black people. No lives matter, Rainbow Squad. No lives matter, white people. Wake up. Yo.
Yes. So listening to that man, you know that what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Because before then, you know, a lot of people was always wondering, why is this push for this kind of behavior? Remember, it's the same white men, you know. They are the one that gave the world the Bible. And the Bible means basic instruction before leaving earth. It's a manual for you to live on this earth. And now they're labeling the Bible as an 8 book. Yes, the Bible is 8 and God is this and God is that. And they want to turn God what they want God to be. So everything that this man is saying, that they are ignoring everything that's in the Bible that they have imposed, especially on black people. Yes, because remember the Bible, you know, they used to enslave black people. So now they are saying that, well, they're not making enough money off slavery anymore. So they are like, it's all about control the people's mind. So the pharmaceutical and all of these big companies, they are together in this. And I do believe that they don't care about these people, because if you care about people, and if a man said that he's a woman, that have to be wrong right there. But you know, for you to say that you're homophobic, but you're just speaking the truth. And they know to cancel it, and they know to use economic terrorism against you and destroy your life. Because wicked people, you know, wicked people would never be good people. And wickedness cannot be good. And if you are going to punish somebody and use economic terrorism because he's telling the emperor that he does not want any clothes, that goes to show you that it is just evil. So I wanted to listen to what this brother in Ghana is saying about, you know, Kamala Harris, you know, the Vice President of the United States, running down to Africa, to Ghana, yes, to tell them what they must do and what they must not do, and what is right and what's wrong. Come on. So, you know, the people in Ghana is telling America to take your $60 million and go back.
America right now comes to Tanzania, comes to Ghana, comes to Zambia with 16 million. And guess what? 16 million only for Zambia. The 16 million, ask me, what is it for?
What is it for?
For human rights. Across the river, China and Russia coming to South Africa, ask me for what?
For what?
For a military training and skills sharing of security. So the Americans are more interested in a transgender, homosexual agenda around the world. They will invest their money and give you money to protect human rights. Russia and China are coming with weapons and militarization strategies so that we can protect ourselves. So I want to say this very loud and clear to the Americans. Continue on your transgender agenda. Stay there. Leave us to do politics on the other side. Because what we need right now is not a minority human rights activation. What we need is a societal transformation. And for you as Americans to think that we really envy that when you have an anti-lesbian, anti-gay, LGBT principle, then tourists would drop. Let me correct that once and for all, Sbu. And cut and clip this, and it must be loud and clear. Are you saying to me that all the tourists are gay? And when you hear that this is a non-gay zone, tourism will suffer? Question number one. Question number two. Are you saying that we don't have a right to expressing ourselves as Africans? Question number three. If democracy means majority rules and majority votes against a principle, then why won't you allow that to become law? Are you saying the minority must manage the majority, or the majority must manage the minority? Then if that whole ideology is wrong, then take democracy in a nice black dustbin bag and throw it outside. Because what you are telling us is by the people, for the people, with the people, and all those slogans you hear, what democracy represents. If we are 10 in the room and 9 people say no, and one person says yes, democracy says you go with the majority. So if we say we want to make Africa democratic, and the demographics of our democracy says no, then why do you philosophically want to manipulate the will of the majority to favor the will of the minority? Then this is where it really gets confusing to me. Because you're selling me one thing, I understand this democracy, because it is based on the principle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it comes to practice, no, you can't practice it like that. Then what do you want? Do you want democracy? You want anarchy? You want indigenous governance systems? You want meritocracy? Maybe let's find another way of governing ourselves. But the ideology of democracy being founded on majority rule does not count. Because the rule that runs the South African constitution right now is not majority count. I will go on record for being on your show and saying it loud and clear without mixing words. Put 100 people on an island and lock them away from everybody. Put 100 people on an island who are heterosexual. Those are homosexual. Come back after 50 or 20 or 30 years. On that island, you'll find graves with no living being there. On this island, you'll find 10,000 people growing and exploring and moving. So, having said that, we as a society, particularly as African society, we also as traditional people have a right to our self-preservation and continuity as a people. Alternative lifestyles must be practiced where they must be practiced, but the main agenda of societal drive must be left to the right, because even those that are on the left come from the right. I don't know if that makes sense to you. The conversation that we had for the same-sex marriages was very tricky for me, because it did not seek to address the core issue. Are we saying this is what the people want? Or are we saying this is what the international community wants? Point number one. Point number two, in the event that I decide as a heterosexual that I want to bring up my children in a heterosexual way, why does the homosexual want to stand on the path of my own children and how I want to institutionalize them, and then pollute them with what they want? If you want to pollute these children, make your own. Why come to the heterosexual and then dictate the ways of the homosexual? So who has got the right this time? Are you saying the rights rely with the homosexual, or the rights rely with the heterosexual? The balance needs to be found right there, that every citizen has got the right to life and decide how they want to run their lives and how they want to bring up their children, etc. And so ultimately we might end up with an Urania. Let's create a state where this can happen there, and those who want to live in this other space, they can move into that space, and we are free to choose to change.
It's a very deeper conversation, but and also especially,
and we're giving it the time it demands. We're giving it the depth of thought that it demands, so that in the midst of just saying human rights, we don't become emotional over protect gay rights, protect heterosexual rights. Because when you protect homosexual rights, you also need to become respectful of the heterosexual. And when you're promoting heterosexual, you also need to protect.
So after centuries of subjugation, degradation of the African community, colonization, terror, all kind of terrorism, murders, pillage, rape, and in 2023, the white world still not showing that respect for the African people as human beings. They see them as subjects, and they, the whites, are gods. Who made them gods of this world? What? Because they are the most evilest people, most unconscionable people? Come on. It's time for people to respect other people, because Africa cannot impose or tell America what to practice, or Europe. They're free to do what they want to do. Every country in this world, if there's no gay person are gay people living in their country. Something is wrong with that population. Because everybody knows somebody who's gay. But for you to be wholesale and want to tell people to accept something and to make it a part of, it has to be something that is beneficial to somebody or some organization financially. Because America don't do anything, or Europe don't do anything unless money is involved. And now they're using a black face to do that. First was Barack Obama, now it's Kamala Harris. Remember, Barack Obama is the most hated man in Africa, by black people. Black people do not like Barack Obama. The African continent don't embrace him. Barack Obama went to South Africa and they burned effigy of him. You won't see that in the media here in the West. Barack Obama is not like in Africa, he and his wife. George Bush and Laura Bush, they are loving Africa because they say that George Bush reduced HIV and AIDS in Africa by providing them with all of the resources that they need to fight it. And then Obama comes now and then he wants to multiply the same disease now. And Kamala Harris is the emissary for this dark force. Why? We thought that we'd be going into this century with truth, but it's all about confusion. So what is going to happen when they keep confusing people? And as the white man says before, this is all about to make money, because they're mutilating the children, and in the long run they're still not happy, because it is nothing to do with the physical body. So if somebody wants to think that they're a man and they're a woman, that is their business, but don't tell the government and the people to accept something that is not true. Come on. Yeah, so there it is, the attack on Africa, in 2023. We thought that, after Donald Trump and Africa got that lull and they said, yes, some decency start to return to America, where they're not trying to impose their dominance or their colonization to colonize, the African continent. But the thing is that it seemed like they're only going toward the Christian countries in Africa. They're not doing it with the Muslims. So basically it's like they have a pact with the Muslim, or they respect the Muslim more, because they know the Muslim, they are some violent people, The Muslim, them will burn on all the sky if they get the chance, if you say something will upset them, But black people, passive, you understand? Because Kamala Harris would not dare to go to Saudi Arabia, dare go to Egypt, dare go to Lebanon, dare go to the United Arab Emirates, or dare go to the other Arab countries with her $60 million. Like she thinks says everybody you can buy. A shameless black woman. Shameless. I could not sell my soul for power that way. No, sir. Couldn't. I rather to stay a humble person. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be history, Because I am telling you, it's going to be at the end. I am not going to be here then, And I don't know if my voice would be still around. Like Marcus Garvey book. Marcus Garvey said, even when him gone, him is going to be like a whirling and a thorn in the sight of the wicked. But I know that when the history books are written, and in the future, they're going to place it squarely on the head of the black man, Barack Obama, to tarnish the black race. That we are and black people never benefited from this man when he was president. But yet still everything that's bad, it's going to be right at our feet. But when a white person do it, it's not all the white people, it's only that white person. So that's how they do, they flip the script all the time. Yes, if this is the first time to the channel, I hope you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and comment below. Jamaica Young Police channel out.